Good evening, everybody. What scene are we going on? Just chat? No. Round table? Oh, that's Dear's Creator. Come on, I don't have my stream deck up, so it's kind of rough. Oh shit. I'll just go here and I'm gonna have to. Might not be. I don't know. Boxing ring. Okay, what scene were we on last time? Yeah, but I, yeah, but there we go. Yeah. But of course, my camera's still not working. Really need to get a new camera or something. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So, browser. Alt. There we go. It's been a while. Come on, people. There we go. So of course, I'm gonna have to eat ya. My solid, what big glowing eyes you have. Wahahaha. So how's it been, gal? Yeah. Now for Christmas, did you do anything like with family, friends? Uh, yeah. Okay. So family, friends, possible boyfriend to get Nick going. uh. So what does that mean? Your New Year's was like?
rushing because I really wanted to get it out as soon as ever, because I've been sitting on that for months, working on it off and on, and I was just like, you know what, I really don't want it to be that it's a year, and I still am trying to get this set done. So I was working on that and everything, and for the most part, it was basically that. It was just us kind of chilling and doing our own stuff, and then it's kind of like, oh wait, yeah, it's New Year's. Let's just watch the ball drop. So it wasn't really as glamorous as or stuff we would really do as like in previous years. Looks like Dalcow can't hear me.
I fixed the problem.
Oh, okay, because I saw only the messages.
When I switch over to the scene, I forgot to unmute the desktop.
Oh, okay. Hello there, Neo. Hello, Dalcow. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't really as glamorous as in previous years or really involved. We really mostly relaxed through it, and then kind of when it was getting close to midnight, it was kind of like, oh yeah, that's right. We should probably see the ball drop and everything. But we literally just like tuned in literally when it was about to drop. Like we didn't even get to see like the pre stuff, or sometimes we would even make an event of that, of really watching like a good half hour or so of everybody talking and everything. We really it just was so hands off this year. I don't know why it was that way. I guess it's just we were kind of all just flowing into it. That's kind of like why like everybody gets into the new year. I still keep making the same mistake of saying 2023 whenever I'm writing the date on forms at work.
Well, I mean, it's only the 17th, so
yeah. Well, it's gonna keep happening probably for another good month. It just seems like, I guess because we didn't really celebrate it.
It worked. I got Scott raids off when I'm on this scene, podcasts and everything.
So it was fun. It was. I would say it was very relaxed, very hands off this year.
Worked. I got Scott's raid off. That's why I closed caption people.
Yep.
Turning that off
discreetly.
But yeah.
How about yours? Solid. How was the holidays for you?
I got the kids, the nieces, one giant stuffed Pokemon.
Ooh.
One got Charmander, one got Squirtle, one got Bulbasaur.
The 3 starters. Oh god, I'm jealous of the Charmander one. I would have loved to have had a plush Charmander. That would have made my day.
No, I'm getting out for next Christmas.
See, he's already making a list.
I'm going to hand him a stuffed Diglett.
But no. If you're really going to tease me, you're going to give me Wiglet. Yeah. Tease. You're going to go full on. Jeez, why did they freaking do that?
I don't. It was a legit like Pokemon thing too. That was a sad part. Like, what the fuck part?
Like, I thought at first it was like a meme. I thought it was like a parody or something like that when someone told me, and then someone literally sent it. I was like, you have got to be freaking kidding me.
We were in voice chat with each other when I told you about it. Yeah.
I thought it was a like a parody or something of Pokemon, that someone was making a joke. Yeah, Dark was broken.
Mm-hmm.
like, geez, did they really, like, at the Pokemon office did they just like want to joke around or something when they made that? Because like, I honestly don't get why they thought that was clever in any sort of way.
Advertised and everything.
I guess, but it's just sorry, total detour there from it's Solid talks about a wonderful Christmas moment he does for the kids and everything, and then here I am, going off,
going all Nick mode on me.
Nick mode here. True.
Did you see the penis? What?
Right? To sculpt the penis.
So yeah, I got them Pokemon. Now I'm kind of questioning my judgment.
Why did you say that?
What you just talked about.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking, oh, okay, yeah. Like, now it's like, wow, I got to be careful what topics I bring up to Gal here.
Never bring up kids and Pokemon, because Gal thinks really dirty in a very bad way. That could get me canceled. Here, I mean,
Man.
Jesus Christ, you're making up for Dark not being here.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, no, no, that's a full-on other type of topic that we don't want to bring up right now.
Right.
Please don't. Please, really don't. Ooh, Hot
uh,
Edge. Speaking of Pokemon, Hot Edge.
did you say hot ass?
No,
Oh,
Han Edge. See, now you're hearing me
oh,
saying
now
things
I'm
with a
see, I'm
space.
I'm on edge. I'm on edge. There we go.
uh,
But yeah, Christmas was good.
mm-hmm.
Got me my Megazord after 30 years.
Ooh, Megazord.
My party wagon after 35.
Kick ass.
I mean, yes, I bought them for myself, but
Well, hey, I mean, you got to treat yourself sometimes, right? It can't be always for everybody else. It's great to give everybody gifts, but
yeah. Well,
there has to be something that's good.
my brother actually came through and got me one of those. I don't know if you heard this. It's a company called Super 7.
Mm-hmm.
They make like old school action figures, like well, anime cartoons. They make them into action figures. Yeah, got me a Slash TMNT. Now
Oh,
every time I had seen those, I didn't think they were going to be. They are expensive. I didn't
yep.
know. I didn't know how big they were either. Like full scale, interchangeable hands, face, everything. God damn. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Wow, he went a that's a nice gift.
So I got it on top,
Now.
up in my closet, hanging up top there, staring at me.
But hey, I mean, that's really nice. Hey, always a good TMNT gift.
Okay, so quick story time. Back in since around Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
I had joked that you're gonna get my mother a cat. Oh, my mom really wants a cat again, blah blah blah. Getting her all angry and everything. Like, no, I don't. I can't. No, no, no. So every once in a blue moon, I would bring it up.
Uh-huh.
One day, I was at work, and customer had came up with you know those like cheap ass neck massagers.
Yes.
They had came up with one that was in the shape of a dog. I was like, ooh, if they had a cat one, I would definitely do that. The person was like, oh, they do have cat ones back there.
Oh.
So I went back and I found one, $10.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. Text my brother and sister. And I was like, guys, I fucked up. I got mom a cat. They didn't respond, so I sent them a picture of it, and they died laughing. And I was like, we're gonna have to start joking that we're really gonna get her a cat or something. So my brother started with like little questions, hinting towards
Mm-hmm.
it. My mom's freaking out, asking, "Did your brother really give me a cat?" Mom, you know how he is. Like he probably did. She asked my
Yep.
sister and everything. Do you really think he? She's like, he could have. I mean, Justin and Trish, like how they always rescue animals.
Yep.
So Christmas time comes, and my mom sees uh, my brother's fiance walking up with a big ass thing of tiny cat litter, like that big bucket, and my brother holding a box. He comes in the house, and the box is meowing. The
Oh.
look on her face. Oh my god. She opens the box, and here it's my brother's phone with the kitten sound, making a kitten sound. I mean, it was like a pissed off, but it was a piss off look most likely. But when she opened it and saw what it was, she was kind of relieved. We
Yeah,
all
I
had
know, right?
we all had to go laugh and everything. So after everybody opened their gifts, I handed my mom the cat one. I was like, "Yeah, you got to open that one." She opens it, and the cat is sitting. The cat massager sitting there. I was like, "I'm the one that got you the cat this year." That look on her face.
That's awesome. That's a great one.
I'm,
Troll the mind.
well, me and my brother always get each other. Like one year, he had got me Final Fantasy 4 on the DS.
Mm,
No, he got me 3 on the DS, I believe. 3 or 4, no, it was 4. Anyways,
mm.
and but he had taken the box, duct taped the shit out of it, and put straps all over it. So I had to cut it open. Like, God damn it. So I had gotten him back by I think that was the firecracker box. You know those little pop things where you pull, they pop.
Yep.
So I had put I forgot what I got him, but I had stapled, tape it, glued it into the box. So when he opens the box, 5 of them goes off. Pop, 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 pop.
Oh God.
He almost got me with a glitter bomb one year, but luckily the fan didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, small victories.
Another year, I knew my brother and sister were they were kind of pissy at each other, but so they weren't getting each other Christmas gifts. So I had gotten them both something. Put them in a box.
Oh, okay.
It wrote to my sister from my brother. Then put it inside a box. Put from my sister to my other brother. Then put it into a bigger box and put from me to my older brother. So they still, no matter what, had to give each other gifts.
Nice.
Like,
well done.
mm-hmm.
Just the little things, man.
It's a little thing. Oh,
And hey, while doing it while trolling.
yep. It's a solid way.
Always.
But yeah, I can't speak on New Year's. New Year's, I went to bed early because I had work the next day. So I literally went to bed at like 11:30.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know I've never really thought of New Year's as too heavily. Like, yeah, it's the whole thing of the night, but then like the rest of the day, you're just like it's not like there's anything really going on the rest of the way. And a lot of times, yeah, people are working, so it's like, eh.
I mean, back in my 20s, I had New Year's Day off. So yeah, I would get hammered and whatever. Cool.
Oh yeah, at that point, yeah. If you
But
know that you're not going to do anything, but if you have to go to work, then it's like, okay, I celebrated. Now I'm going to bed.
then, actually, I can't say that. Like, even in my 30s, like, me and Dalek, I would hang out and get drunk and watch it. And still, that was about it. This is like the first year in like a while. I just couldn't do anything. I had work the next day, so just ended up going to bed early.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, okay, I said, okay, Happy New Year. Okay, bye now. And it makes sense. I mean, you're not going to get high. You're drunk when you have to go to work
Wanna get
in a
high?
few hours. Lifted high.
Lifted or throg high? Which one?
um, I don't know. Both seem kind of chill, regardless. So I guess either way's fine.
What
Then
about
again, I've never really seen them lose their mind too much. With like, they both seem kind of chill when they're high. So
what about
it seems.
what about this guy right here?
Oh, let me see. Keep in mind that it's probably delayed. Oh, yeah, Goots.
Gooten.
Ah.
Nah,
That could be. He goes.
he gets high strung, man. Definitely when playing
he gets
games.
high strung. Yeah, very true. I mean, I don't know about that one, but I mean, Goots always is fun though.
Mm-hmm. What about how about we get as high as Neo?
Ooh, or even as high as Matt. Nah, nobody wants to get that high.
I don't want to get
You'll probably lose your sword again.
don't want to get draft pussy high.
Very true that.
Very true dat. Very
See,
true.
I can't even speak English. Do I speak English good?
Me feel English? That impossible.
That's not very high if it's me.
It really isn't. Wait, Neo doesn't partake in weed? The marijuana?
Marijuana. Neo's. I love that one. I love that one. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know people can get allergic. Huh.
Well, they never really talk about it, to be fair, but I never knew that people could be allergic to cannabis.
I mean, it is weed, so plant.
True,
So,
but then again, in the end, we're all allergic to it because we all get a rush, right? So I mean,
mm-hmm.
kind of, it just depends on, I guess, how allergic you are.
Jesus Christ, I cannot believe how many people come in just reeking of it. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
it's
at
legal.
Walmart.
Yeah, it's legal, but there's nowhere that sells it legally. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
Some people just really don't have any um subtlety to it. Yeah, it's just like wearing. It's like, yeah, we know what you've been doing.
You're allergic
Oh,
to
okay.
THC. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
They make it without THC. It's like having
Yeah,
non-alcoholic beer.
yeah, but people usually say if you're doing that, it's not
Right.
even worth it.
Right.
You get like no rush from it.
It's like smoking catnip.
No
It
kidding.
might do something for the cats. For humans, it's just gonna ugh.
It's like, I guess I was trying something. I'm gonna try that. Neo is gonna try the catnip.
Dude, I first
Uh,
first ball I ever had, that shit was harsh as shit. My lungs are still hurting from that. That was like about 25 years ago.
oh geez, still have the scars?
Yeah.
The scars of the lung.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home, kids.
No, try it at home. We need more. Join the dark side. Hey, I got all the warnings up, so I don't give a shit. You in here, and you underage, you're getting your ass banned. Not my fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
I warn you. This
Yeah, don't cut.
we talk about drugs, alcohol, booty.
That's the funny thing too that's happened whenever I know that's just segueing into that, but like your comment just there that reminded me of like when some others like, why is it that people have such a propensity when they clearly are like doing something that's wrong, like being in a chat underage or something, and they'll come right out and be like, hey, I'm 10 or something. They'll like come right out and like tell you that they're underage. It's like, um, you have to be banned now, right?
They, well, I
Like,
blame
what's the
the.
propensity for people just like pointing fingers at themselves and doing stuff? Wouldn't you like not draw attention to yourself if you were in a situation like that? Like that's what they never
Mm,
understood.
when you were a kid or teenager, I don't know about you specifically, but a lot of people they want to feel like badasses.
Uh, yeah,
So
that's a good point.
I
I
got
was here among adults. Look at me. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I got the
That's
biggest
true.
balls, man.
You're right. I guess it's because I'm removed from being young. Maybe I just forget that element. I don't know.
Gal was old when he was 5.
Then again, to be honest, I never really found a rush to do anything. But then again, it's not like I really was a heavy popular kid, really. You know, most of the time I just stuck to myself and doing my work or whatever. I never really found a thing in popularity. So I guess that's just why it was odd to me because I never experienced that really as a kid. That I really had to, do something like off the wall or, something rush like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sneak into like be into a bar or something when you're underage or something. That just it never flew on my radar at all. But I heard stories about it, and I would always be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Wow, what a bunch of a bunch of fools." And that's why I was alone as a kid, because I was clearly not in those kind of groups.
So I got me a Fitbit tracker, and
Fitbit.
Fitbit. I'm checking my sleep pattern.
Hmm.
I took a little nap today
Oh, that's nice.
for about three
It's been a long
minutes.
time.
3 minutes, I was
Three.
like restless. I spent a
Hmm.
minute awake, then 2 hours 47 minutes asleep.
Mm.
All
Been
the
a
other,
while since I've taken a nap.
All the other
But they
time,
feel so good.
yeah. I mean, if you see all my others, like actual sleep, I get 5 hours at most
Mm.
every night.
Yeah, that's about how long I sleep too.
People wonder I'm always tired.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to get 8 hours sleep. Bullshit, man.
Yeah, no. I
That's
definitely don't hit that benchmark,
it's time for that crap.
right?
But
Sleep is for people who have the time.
it's overrated.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a small little break myself, but Gal, I'm gonna leave it to you. You could talk what the hell ever you want to talk about, if that's all right with
Uh,
you. Then we'll come back and
sure. I'm here.
we'll come back and we'll start into the deep dive of remasters and
Remake.
remakes. All
Sounds
right.
good.
So I'll be back in a few. Gal, it's all yours.
No problem. Solid. they we haven't reached that phase yet, binary. Solid hasn't evolved yet. How all are of you doing tonight? Hope all of your days are treating you good. Well, I already had Hitmonchan, so it's not really a loss to me. Mmm. I love me some burgers. Those are always good. In fact, hearing that makes me want to have a burger right now. I had dinner. No, that's wonderful. I didn't have off today, though. I was busy at the office, but fortunately everything went well today. Now I have to have a burger. Hey, Haseo, how are you, buddy? How's everything going? Hope life is treating you well. Hey, Dalcow. Oh, thank you, Haseo. Appreciate it. I always feel like I'm always annoying everyone with my penchant for uh, being goofy or lewd at times, but it's always good to be appreciated. Oh well, yeah, but Frank's a boob, so I mean, he always he just can't, get outside of his greasy self, so unfortunately. Well, yeah, it's unfortunate that he got hurt. That's gotta suck. I've been fortunate not to run into those kind of injuries, but yeah, it really sucks to fall. Let me tell you, he's lucky because I've heard many a story of people that you know falling on chair stairs didn't end well for them. So at least he walked away from it. Well, I mean, hey, look, despite everything, we always have to pick a little bit on Frank. It's just good ribbing between friends. Uh, you know, even if it's at his expense, it's always in good fun. Oh, he's ancient, Haseo. He's older than the dinosaurs. I'm sure on some level he knows. He just has a hard time admitting it. Because he's Frank. That's what he does. He just can't just say, thank you, and just be done with that. It has to be, as much as he puts on a face, he's very sensitive. And well, none of us can. Mmm. Let's see. First it was burgers, and now it's fudge-filled chewy Chips Ahoy. Mmm. God, that's fun. That sounds delicious. I could so go for that right now. Yeah, I'm a foodie. I know. uh, I'm a true fat ass. I like food. What can I say? Mm, I think I have a Kroger around here. I'd have to check that out. I just need food. I have dinner, and yet here I am. And I say, I'm like, I'm hungry again.
That's why I went ahead and got my pizza.
And now you come in with pizza.
Yep.
First it's burgers, then it's fudge-filled chewy Chips Ahoy from Haseo, and now it's pizza. Jeez, that's like the trifecta of awesomeness.
Right.
I could
Welcome
go for
in,
all of that.
SAO and Binary. Welcome in also. I saw you earlier.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Mm-mm.
tacos. I could go for tacos too.
I mean, what
I'm
kind?
just saying, I could go for any of that. And I had dinner. Why am I
What
so
what
hungry?
what kind of tacos?
Honestly, I don't really go for too extravagant of kinds. I just get regular like ground beef, cheese, and then maybe some sour cream on it. Some vegetables here or there. I honestly don't go for too extravagant like some people do.
Hmm. I
Heck,
like
I would even be fine with a burrito too.
I, I like pink tacos myself.
Hmm.
I'm not a burrito
That's
guy.
delicious.
I'm
It's
not a
fine.
burrito guy.
Hmm. It's fine. I'll take the burritos away from you. It's okay. Don't worry. I got them taken care of, solid.
you and Nick both can take the burrito.
Oh my.
There we are.
Now we're back.
Okay, that is a good debate right there. You make Haseo. Soft or hard tacos? Soft or crunchy?
Hmm. I could honestly go with either. I don't really have a preference one way or the other. But if I really had to, I'd probably pick crunchy taco.
Hmm.
Soft like nature intended. Hmm.
Both. Okay. Come on, chat. Keep speaking.
Soft or hard taco? Discuss.
Mm-hmm.
It's a conspiracy, I tell you.
Taco Bell, part of the Illuminati.
I tell you. It's that bell.
Mm-hmm.
They had to replace the pyramid. It became the bell.
South of
The
the
eye is
border.
hit. The eye is hit in the bell.
Now
Oh yeah, homemade tacos are awesome.
we got this place near us called Rusty Taco. Yes,
Mm.
that's the name of it. That shit is like, even though it's kind of pricey, that shit is good as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's always those places like those regular ones that are really good. I have some place here too that's like that, and dude, those tacos were really good.
Oh, dude, we get a lot of Mexican people that come to Walmart at our store. They never ever, I've never ever see them buy shells ever. It's always tortilla,
Yep.
or they make their own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true. That's a good
it's
point.
yep. So, I mean, yeah, you got your Chipotle or hot head burrito, and what's the other one? Qdoba. Actually,
Yeah.
Qdoba kind of closed around us, but either way, their shit is just like nothing but spice and tough shit. Like, not really that good.
Yeah,
I got
it's
like
more work to get in through it. Yeah.
need to point at the menu. Yep,
I want this.
we go. There's a place called Rancho El Grande. They're really good.
Mm.
If you ain't got a cockroach running around, then it's not a real Mexican place. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Cancel solid.
Cut Russian right out. It's like that. It's like that clip from the Chappelle show. Boo this man.
There you go.
So, want to talk about the remake?
Yes. I was hoping Dark would eventually show up, or at least message me. But,
I guess he's caught up with something, but it's
yeah.
okay.
Doing it mainly because over the past few podcasts, he always brought up Star Ocean this, Star Ocean that, the remake of this, the remaster of that.
Yep.
And it's like, why are you so hard on about it? I
Hard on
mean,
in what sense? Like that he's really excited for them?
I mean, for the like remasters or remakes of it, and it's like, dude, not everything needs to be remastered, remade. Because, I mean, if the original was good enough, and you got, like, yes, you got emulation or you got ports of it, you don't need a remaster or remake for everything. Final Fantasy VII. That was not bad because everybody knew they were going to do it. They've been talking about it for years. I would have had a refund of your points. All that's turned off right now. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, the point is taken, Haseo, though. But no. Go ahead, Solid. What were we saying?
so I mean that was always a question, and he's like,
Yeah, let's just
we got
rewind.
hold on. We gotta wait for the interruption by Infamous. God.
Oh, hello there, Infamous.
But and I don't mind them to an extent. There's so many people that are like getting like so over the top about it. This needs a remake or this needs a remaster. What about this one? What about that one? Like it'll be my childhood all over again, or it'll ruin my childhood.
Yeah, I totally get you on that. I mean, personally, I'm of the mind that I don't mind remakes. I mean, it's become increasingly a big chunk of the gaming community. A lot of people really invest a lot of their time in really thinking about, oh, wouldn't it be great if this was just pushed up to like new graphics and we could just, bring it in here and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not necessarily adverse to the idea of bringing remakes from titles. I mean, particularly if we're talking about like games that really didn't have an audience when they were released, or there's something limiting in some way. I think a remake can be interesting. One example I typically post as being a perfect example of a remake done right is Metroid Zero Mission. The original Metroid, when it came out in 1985, 6 for the NES and the Famicom. Um, it's a lot of mechanics that really haven't aged well. I mean, the thought was good. You're a bounty hunter alone on a planet. You don't have any map. You don't have any features or whatever to you. You're really alone in some way. At the time, I guess that would have worked well. That would have been fine. To a certain extent. But a lot of those things really haven't aged well. You have a lot of maps that are copy pasted. It really has a poor way of handling, farming for health and weapons if you're run low. If you die, the game really penalizes you and has you always having to farm. So it's not really a great experience for someone to pick up and really experience for the first time. A lot of times when I talk to people, like when they're wanting to get into the Metroid series, I'll usually tell them Zero Mission, which was the remake that Nintendo put for Metroid 1 on the Game Boy Advance. And it's basically bringing all of the modern type of puts in Super Metroid or Metroid Fusion and bringing it back into Metroid 1 and putting that all together. And to me, that's a very solid introduction. There, see, I got the segue in there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Of really introducing someone to the franchise that's new today into it. I would say that that's a remake done right in that way. And if you want to like play the original Metroid, it's more of just you wanting to really get the experience of what it was to play that game, to know how Metroid started, but not because you're wanting to get into it, because there's just better options now. That to me is something. And notice it comes from the fact that the game was flawed in some manner. There were limitations based on when that game came out that I think a remake works very well for a title like that. Or maybe if you have a really niche game that like didn't have anyone pick it up, so therefore you bring it into the new generation as a way to introduce to those fans, because maybe back then, it was part of a niche genre like RPGs or something at the time in the early 90s. So many people probably didn't get to play it, but now RPGs are much more entrenched. So now you can, play that off and have something new with that's old, that's new again, for people like that. I think that in those categories, a remake can work very well. But when you have a title that's like really good, I'm kind of mixed on that, because I think overall you have the title already being good. And I think a good title, for the most part, I mean, some titles, they do show their age, but I think sometimes they can stand the test of time. Like anyone talking about that they want a remake of Super Metroid, for example, sticking with the Metroid series, I just don't see a point on that, because I think the title is timeless. I think anyone can pick up that game and it's perfectly fine to play. There's no reason to have to dreadify it or put it in some way that's going to make a new Super Metroid for the Nintendo Switch or whatever new console Nintendo's going to do. I just think that that would be really pointless. Final Fantasy VII you brought up, and that one's sort of a mixed bag for me, because of course I know that they were going to do it. We've known it for years, since like the PS3 demo came out, that was always on the back, like, hey, remake 7. That's always been something. And Square's always been coy about it, but we know that they've always wanted to do it on some level,
See,
so they finally got around
it
to
was
it.
talked about during the PS2 era.
Yeah, but like
Like,
PS3, I think when the demo was released, that
yeah,
was the first time that like it really took off. Like, wow,
because
look what that opening could look like in today's graphics. In that way, the thing is that with 7, I always was mixed about it, because I always wondered what they were going to do with it, and there was always like this kind of balance between, we want to honor the original game and we want to hold on to everything of what it is, but we also want to do our new thing. And
but they
and
also
for
said
me,
there was so
eh,
much more extra stuff for 7 that they could not add or do because of limitations of PS1.
yeah,
That's why it
there
was
was,
so talked about being
which
a
is
remake.
why that's why I thought that when they were going to do a remake, at least initially when they released it, I was sort of optimistic about it, because I thought there was possibility to really not only hold on to the spirit of the game, not so much the every single event that happened in the game, but more of just the spirit of what the game held to, while also bringing, as you said, the things that they really couldn't do in the initial one. But now that they have, better technology, better different tools available to them, that they could do certain things with it that would just be interesting in that way. I mean, heck, they had limitations in what they could do with the gold saucer. I thought, heck, you could have a truly fleshed out amusement park
Mm-hmm.
in a way that you really couldn't do in the first PS1 game. You could do in today's age or whatever. But you know what? Maybe I psyched myself out a little bit, because then when I finally saw that they were going to be episodic and they were trying to do both of those things of trying to bring things back and then doing things that I kind of didn't really agree with, because I thought it kind of stepped back on like the theme of what the game was. It's kind of turned into more of like, when I talk about 7 remake, I like what it looks like and what it brings to the table. Like, there's a lot of things that are really interesting on the graphic and music and certain other levels. Like, Midgar looks really awesome. Like, there's just so much of it. Like, wow, if we were thinking of Final Fantasy VII appearing in the modern age, this is exactly what I pictured it being. Like, that's exactly what it would look like and everything. But then there's and then my favorite moment, of course, and I'm sure you've heard me say this solid, is Barrett after every battle doing da 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 da, da. Like, it's a simple thing, but
Love
that
it.
always cracks me up every freaking time when it happens. Simple things like that. But I love what they did with Wall Market. I
Oh,
loved the music. I loved the different things about it. I mean, there's some elements that I think were a little like whatever. Like, they tried to say, oh, like sin and debauchery and like things like that. It ended up kind of being pretty tame compared to like what it was in the originals. I was kind of like a little let down by that. Like, I mean, guys, it's not quite like what it was in the original. Like, the original was quite more
yeah.
risque and all those kind of levels. I mean, the one in the remake is kind of tepid by comparison. I mean, I Cabaret is not really risque, but whatever.
I
I mean, there
mean,
was certain
they
things
don't
that were
have you
missing.
going into a hot tub with some big
A
dudes.
bunch of guys, right? Yeah, like, so it's like hardly, it's hardly like really um risque in that sort of way. But I liked the dance numbers. I liked,
Yeah.
what I liked most was that they did their own thing with it. They took it and they gave it its own identity outside of it. Was it
And
better than what it was in the original? That's up for people to debate themselves. But what I liked was that it was the first time I saw the developers actually take a concept and make it their own.
well, you can get different
With it.
dresses. There's like
Yeah, you could do
9.
that. It depending on how you do.
You get like 3 different dresses for Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith. It's actually an achievement you gotta do to get
Yeah,
all of them.
although I think the stipulations, to be fair, are different than what it was in the original, though.
Oh, it is.
Um,
It's
like,
like
it's not the same. Like, it's not like you going around and doing things like what you did in the original. I think it's how well you do.
mhm.
With, like, I think the dance numbers and stuff like that will determine like what
No,
dress he gives
no,
you.
no, no. It's you have to do all the side quests in chapter 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Then when Tifa asks like what should she wear, and that's your option right there. You have to do all the side quests at chapter 9, and then
yeah.
everything that happens there with Aerith will ask you a question, and you have to answer that. But with Cloud, there's a chapter called "The Party Never Stops."
Hmm.
If you go that route, you get, I think, the blue dress. But if you do the Madam M stuff, you get a different dress, and it also varies on what kind of massage you pick.
Oh, that's true. I forgot that. Yeah, that's true. So it's different stipulations,
Mm-hmm.
basically. I mean, it's different than like what you do in the original, where you're going and doing stuff around Wall Market for different
Which,
reasons.
which is
In there.
that's the Sam side quest that you have to
Hmm.
do, where you're. I mean, it's Johnny that's actually taking you around,
Yeah.
and you do basically the same thing. Like, you do the squats, you do this, you get.
I hear you, Haseo. I am a stipulation.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Oh, caps.
no, because he wrote caps. That's why.
Yeah.
Because we
Sanchez.
have the grandpa bot here.
We got
Don't
we got
be
the
don't be Sanchez. Don't be Sanchez in here.
we got the Sanchez counter.
Um,
I
but yeah, I mean, I am not necessarily against the idea of remakes. I think there just has to be more. Like, to me, if it's for a popular game, I would like it if they tried to do something more different with it, rather than just being like, we have to adhere to it because this is what the game was, and we have to absolutely, because you'll always have those fans that are like, this wasn't in the original or whatever like that.
mhm.
And like, to be honest with you, like, just because something is in the original doesn't mean it has to be in the game. Like there are
Or
many elements in a game that are kind of like you could really streamline the title. Like I've, for example, if we go to Final Fantasy VII, since we're on the subject of it, I always thought the beginning of it didn't make a lot of sense. That you would blow up a reactor, and then the next day you're like, yeah, let's go and blow up another one in the same town or whatever that we just did that. Like I always, even as a kid, I thought that didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why not just streamline the story that you do the whole thing, and then when the whole reactor thing hits, you go right to the slums. Like you just streamline it like in a tremendous way, and I think that just makes more sense for it. And with that, you just save a whole lot of time because they always would say, "Oh, we have to make it episodic because like we can't fit all of this content like together in one
well,
game." And it's
plus
just like, well, I mean, you don't have to fit everything.
they also wanted it to like where you start feeling have more understanding and feeling towards Biggs, Jess, and Wedge.
Yeah,
Also,
that is true.
because
Which,
I mean, in the original, they were just there. They were part of
it,
Avalanche. You never got to understand like why Barrett was so upset by it.
yeah,
This it actually gives you
understandable.
the feeling of it and why they were doing all of it, why they joined Avalanche.
Oh yeah, no,
And
I definitely
I'm
think
sure
that
you
they did
did.
pretty. I think they did pretty good by, at least in my personal opinion. I think Jesse and Biggs were done pretty well. They gave a lot of different things to it. Wedge, I'm kind of on the fence about because like there are some points where he does things, like when you're going to blow up the reactor stuff, and I'm kind of like sitting there like, why did they hire this dude? Like, did they just like think? I know they want to be goofy because Final Fantasy VII was goofy too, but like I just don't know if they quite pulled it off like the same way. Like sometimes like Barrett would. I think Barrett's even more nutty in this one than the original. I think
Oh
like
my
here
god!
you can definitely feel more like, damn, this guy like
I
he's got like real power behind. Like he really gets
yeah.
into it about
I
it.
just hope they don't do like what they did in the original with Barrett, because I mean he just fucking drops off in the original. Becomes nothing but
Oh, he does.
like a huge side joke. No,
Yeah, no,
all
like
right.
especially later on in the game, he really kind of tapers off in the
Mm-hmm.
story.
He becomes the cat Sith of the.
Oh God, Kate Sith. Oh God, I shudder to think what he's gonna end up being.
Right,
Hopefully they do, because. But hey, there's no place to go but up,
right.
especially with Yuffie, especially with Yuffie. I mean, all of
I
that is because honestly, I couldn't care less about any of either of them in the original.
yeah. I mean, I got her in the original when I was like, oh, there's a secret character, cool, and yeah, just didn't really.
I mean, she has good limit breaks. I'll give her that. But
Yeah,
like, as a character, like after
confirmed.
that whole youth, all that
Confirmed.
whole
Goal
Wutai
loves
side
cat
quest,
Sith.
and then, oh God, Kate Sith. Talk about a character that like I just it's funny because whenever Paul would play, he would just let Kate Sith like die. He would just like leave her like I'm like, yeah, the feeling's right there. I totally feel the same way. Like
What
it's not like we're keeping him along as a party by choice.
that you need to add that in RA as a whole like achievement. Beat complete game with nothing but Kate Sith Yuffie in your party the whole time.
God, solid. God, ugh.
What a
What
Bajo.
a that'll hello Bajo. That's just sin right there. That's just
Do it. Make a whole Yuffie Kate Sith subset.
uh, pain. Um,
Vincent
but
isn't
yeah,
going to be
getting
playable in the sequel. Maybe, but then again,
that's I'd
they
like to
they did the
visit.
same thing with Red 13. If they did it like that, then he might be playable in the third disc.
I mean, I think again, like it really just comes down to what you end up doing with it. Like I'm not, but again, I'm not like necessarily adverse. I just think to me, like rather than a game like Seven to be remade, this probably is going to sound weird to some, but I would have probably been more down with like say a game like Eight being remade because Eight was like such a mess. So many different things for that game didn't work for me. Like to be able to rework that and actually like try it again and do something right by it, I would have thought that would have been more up to for a redo. to make those things work. But then again, I know people when it comes to 8, they'll probably be like, "Why would you bring that up, Gal?" See, like Haseo's doing. I'm
Right.
sorry, Haseo. But to me, like I would have been more down with at least that because there's so much to rework and do because 8 had potential. There were different things in there that it could have been, and yet it never
It could have
achieved
been
that.
better.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's at least how I approach. Like
I
I tend to think, kind of like how Metroid One. It's like this could be done better now.
like everybody knows my least favorite one. Everybody knows. So, but if
uh,
we, so I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
like
solid.
if if we keep doing like the remakes and stuff like that, people are talking about like remakes, remasters of Chrono Trigger. What was that
Yeah.
for? Another, yeah, Cap Lock.
Oh yeah, everyone's getting ban chesed.
Yeah,
I didn't even ban you, Baho. Calm down. That was a bot. You got botted. I know, right, Haseo? What's Chrono Trigger? What's this game?
but
I go ahead, blame me. All right.
like, well, we're coming up on an ad break while everybody's getting
Everyone,
purged.
everyone's getting ban chesed. That's one I never played. I played Lufia 2. Never really played Lufia 1.
I never played
I
any
kept I kept
Lufias.
hearing people hearing tell me that I didn't miss anything though. Oh well, I finally got Pinsir. It only took me like what, 10
Oh,
tries?
GG to Gal and Blitz.
Except it's not the one I want. I still want my Raichu, damn it.
Oh, I gotta write you.
But I can't get it. It's not like you could say, "Hey, here's a Raichu, gal."
That, I gotta write you too.
Did you get the Alolan one or just the regular one?
No, I don't have any.
God, Solid, getting my hopes up.
Giggity. Um,
I use an Ultra Ball on everything. I that's pretty much the only ball I really have. My balls are Ultra. I steeped into that one.
I was too busy giggling at it.
And people say I'm the lewd one.
I sent Dark a picture because we had talked about Grippos a while back. Last night, I went to go get my cigarettes, as usual. They actually had Grippo flavored beef jerky.
Mm.
Barbecue flavor beef jerky.
Ooh.
It was alright.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have expected it to be so good.
I was expecting it to be really good too. Maybe that's why it was. I had my hopes up.
It was like it was like the Final Fantasy VII remake to me. So much hope, and then when you get to it, it's like ah.
I mean, it's the same thing like playing Final Fantasy VI or Chrono Trigger.
Or Chrono Trigger.
There's just no hope.
Oh, don't bring up hope, okay? Don't bring up hope, okay?
Oh, 13?
Yeah,
Well,
that's one
you
thing
do,
I don't want to have to talk about.
if that is true, if that rumor is true, it is getting a remaster also. Segue.
Oh my really?
We're on the 3-minute
Really?
ad break, so I'm trying
Okay.
to keep away from the stuff. Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. I think it was Dark or somebody. I forget who brought it up. But
Who would remaster 13? Who wants to go back to that? Like, who? I guess there's some people who like it. I do know people who were fans of it, but still, it's just
Final Fantasy 13 Trilogy Remaster. 13-2 wasn't that bad at all. I actually kind of enjoyed 13-2. The third one completely blew ass. The first one, it was
Lightning
just
Returns.
yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
I got into 10 minutes into it, turned it off, never touched it again. It got the
Like,
12
get off
treatment.
this
Yeah,
show.
it got the 12 treatment for me. The first one, Snow and Hope. Jesus Christ, they were annoying.
Hope, and Vanille.
Yeah,
Every
Vanille.
single
Even
one of those three.
Vanille. But
And Neil laughed at like literally everything. It's like, why are you chuckling? What's wrong with you? Why are you such a weird alien human that doesn't like act like she's there? Like, it's like, why are you laughing? This isn't funny.
Saz Saz could not even save that game, even with his chocobo hair. Like he couldn't.
Saz was fine, but compared to everybody else in the cast, like
Yeah,
there's no way he could save that game at all. Like
nah.
that game was a train wreck, and it only got worse as you got like even the people writing the story for that game. Like I'm sure by the time they got to like the final act, they were just like, yeah, this fucking sucks.
We're just here for the paycheck.
Like literally, like it made absolutely no sense like at all. And it's just like, yeah, you could tell like when they finally like phoned it in and they were just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Just like when after you fight Bartandalus for like the first time and then like the whole scene, like when Chard was playing it, like I literally was screaming from the Discord, literally like, what the hell is the matter? Like, where does it make sense? He's just like, I have to go on a break. I'm like, yeah, I have to go on a break too. This just makes no fucking sense. It's like they just gave up right here. Like, yeah, none of this makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
guys. We're not even trying anymore.
The what is it? The fallacy and what? Jesus, my head's hurting.
Everything about it, like, it just they just did a whole thing saying that that their whole thing is beyond human comprehension and they could speak perfect English.
Yep.
Why couldn't they just tell everybody here's your focus? Like, it just oh god,
You,
this story
if
sucks.
you're a magic user, you're the enemy. Where,
Right.
where, where did that come from?
Someone thought it was a good idea.
Wasn't that in G6?
Yeah, like no, because they cribbed everything, man. But they cribbed it in the worst way because they cribbed it and then they made it like, how do we make our games that were fun actually suck and just not make any
That's
sense?
exactly what they're like. Okay, Final Fantasy 6. Everybody says is the greatest one. Let's make it like
Yeah,
shit.
let's take the thing but remove all the fun.
I mean,
It's just
technically
and now let's make that a remaster because everybody wants to play that again.
they technically did it with 8. You get to
Yeah,
draw your
true.
magic.
Yeah, but you see, 8 at least had triple triad and a few things like decent with it. Like 13, like what else could you do outside of playing the game? Like there was literally nothing.
What can you do outside of playing the game? You take
Like
it
what
out
else
and
could
throw it
you?
in the trash. It's in
The only
Galgary.
it's a game of war games. The only winning move is not to play.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. But now they want you to play again because they want to give a remaster. Like what the fuck?
I was talking about 8.
No, I'm saying the 13. I'm saying
Oh.
what could you do outside of like the game? I don't think there was any mini games or anything in
No,
13.
13 was just so tunneled. Like,
It was like literally you going from beginning to end. Like you literally had nothing else going on. Yeah, right, Bajo. See, Bajo gets it. Yeah,
yep.
go, real. And they were like, oh, but it gets better when you get to Grand Pulse. No, it fucking
Uh,
doesn't. There's nothing you do on Grand Pulse of anything. Oh wow, you have some side quests of you killing Seath. Woo!
literally,
That's so good.
that is true. Some side quests. Like, literally, I think
Some,
3.
yeah.
I,
Because you have wide open spaces and you can walk for like 5 minutes. Woo! That's like such an improvement.
I remember when I first got there, I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, it's not telling me where to go.
But people would
So,
literally say that, oh, it's 20 hours in and it gets good. Why can't the game be good right now?
right.
Why do I have to wait 20 hours? Like, I don't know about you, but like if we're spending $60 to beat, Infamous, I don't really hate Lightning too much. I mean, most of the time, hey, she punched Snow in the face like several times. I was all on her side right there, okay? Like I was totally like, yeah, you do that because Snow is freaking annoying. Like I was totally on board with her there, but I don't know. Yeah, like every time she was doing that, it was great. But like as a character, does she really even have an arc?
Saving her
Does like
sister?
does anything like happen with Lightning? Does she like change in any meaningful way, or does she just like?
She starts having compassion toward people.
Like okay, yeah, that's true. She does. She does warm up.
Uh,
Um.
and then she actually sacrificed herself
Oh,
in the
that is
end.
true. She does become like the new goddess
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
of all the
Like,
universe or something. I suppose. I just never got that far into the lore because I just couldn't give a
well,
shit
I mean,
after
if
a
you.
while.
Thank you. Thank you, Derek. But, yeah, like, it was. That moment was kind of outshone by Snow and what's her name, Sarah reunion. So
Sarah. Sorry. Jesus, if Snow literally threw that tear one more time over his shoulder, well, that's what Sarah would have done. Seriously, by like the ninth scene of him doing that, I was like, could someone go over and wrestle that tear away from him and punch him in the face? Because if he says one more time, "Oh, we could do it if Sarah would have done it," this is what Sarah would have. I was, Jesus Christ, like literally, that was so annoying.
so
Listen
Gal
to
is getting
me.
the remaster of that trilogy.
No shit. If anyone says that remaster, I'm chugging that in the
What
beer like
what's your
trash
Steam what's
receptacle.
your Steam name?
Oh man. Please don't waste the money. That money could be spent on like so many other things rather than getting me a remaster for that game.
I mean, I'm glad they didn't. I mean, the only remaster remake that well, I can't say only, but Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Hmm.
That was a good one. Resident Evil 1. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I just said,
If it's done right, and it's for a time, like if it's done right, I think a remaster or a remake can be really good. It just,
and
you have
but
to.
but here's
Go
the
ahead.
difference. Look at the time when those were remastered, remade. The GameCube era,
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance era.
Same thing with Zero Mission.
Mm-hmm. So why, within the past 10, 15 years, it seems like, why is all this being hyped up so much? Are they
I
really
don't
out of
know.
ideas?
That is the prevailing idea. Hey, why not we just keep? I mean, heck, Hollywood went in that direction too, with constantly coming up with sequels and you know
Mm-hmm.
bringing franchises back.
So where's the Castlevania 2 remake, remaster, so we could finally get better translations of what the fuck
Didn't
to
they?
do?
Didn't a fan do a remake
There, there was
of
there's a fan,
Castlevania
yeah.
2?
I mean, there was a fan that did Metroid 2,
I mean, I
and
know
it,
some people will say that doesn't. Well, Metroid 2. Oh,
yeah,
AM2R. That was a good one.
exactly, Coach.
That one was a lot of fun. I remember when I played that, and funny enough, it was the only release on the 30th anniversary of Metroid. Nintendo didn't even celebrate 30 years of Metroid. They didn't even do anything about it. It was a fan releasing AM2R. That was the event of that day, and it
And,
fortunately landed on like I think a Saturday. I forget if it was a Friday or a Saturday, but it was perfect because the link was literally there and it was up for like a couple of days before Nintendo took it down.
and then Nintendo decided to remaster itself.
Yeah, which I mean, Samus Returns, I guess, was fine, but everybody was like making a big deal, like especially Nintendo. Oh, we had to do it
Oh, they
because
did.
it was going to hurt our image, or it was going to do something like that. It's like, dude, Samus Returns and AM2 are completely different kinds of games. Don't tell me anything that that really is that much that that's going to pull away from any single one or that. If anything, I've heard from people who picked up Metroid games because of AM2R.
Oh yeah,
So so
that one was
when
done
when
great.
so when what's his name? Reggie was coming out and doing that whole thing of, oh, we have to protect our copyright, blah, 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 haha. And he was saying, oh, it's taking away money and, all that kind of stuff. I would always remember that. And I looked at that like, yeah, no, that's definitely not what happened. I mean, I want to know the numbers of how much they were really making off of Metroid 2 anyway when AM2R came. It couldn't have been that big. I mean, it's not like they were really getting big on the virtual console at that time.
No, they were. I mean, no.
So,
Even
but of course, everyone,
but then again, at that time, any amount of money was big for them. Definitely for the
yeah,
virtual.
I'm just saying that to me, I don't see why they had to go big about it. Because honestly, I still love AM2R. That has to be
Oh yeah.
one of the best. It's great. It's great to see that Nintendo has gone back into Metroid, and it's been getting good support and stuff like that. But to me, I don't see why they had to go so hard on the guy. I think anyone who is looking at it, and in fact, I think when they talked to when they talked to Sakamoto, who has been in charge of Metroid for years or whatever, and they were talking to him, and they were interviewing him, he didn't have anything but nice things to say about the guy, about Dr. M64, the guy who made AM2R. He said it was a passion project for him, and he was doing the stuff like he was totally saying this. And I was like, wow, Nintendo is allowing him to say all this, like he's being all chill and everything. I was like, wow, that's kind of surprising. Like he was all like he had nothing but nice things to say about the guy.
Breaking
But hey, you know,
news.
it ended up working out well for him because he ended up getting hired by to work on with Moon Studios when they worked on Ori. He ended up getting to be a map designer and stuff like that. So it ended up working out well for him. At least someone saw promise in him and wanted to support him.
There you go.
Well, they threatened him with a cease and desist. I mean, he had to stop producing it and everything because I mean, literally, I mean, he's like you or me. I mean, we're not going to take on the big N. They're
But
lawyers if they
but
come
then again,
at
I
you.
mean, maybe since he wasn't getting like any job offers anywhere or anything, that was the only way he could go about doing it. So it
Yeah,
probably was a win-win for him.
I mean, that took him
My
years.
game actually got to come out, even though before it was a little bit. It still also got me a great gig because Ori was fun as shit. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. It probably ended up being a big part on his resume. Like they were like,
mhm.
he's like, I did AM2R, and like literally, he worked on that project since literally I was in high school. I remember that was being worked on. It had to be like 2005 or something because I remember a friend of mine when I was in high school showing me that they were trying to zero mission Metroid 2, and that was the same project, and it literally took him like 10, 11 years, and for most of that he was working it himself, doing everything about what it is. So I'm sure putting that on his resume, that must have got them like, yeah, we want you. Like, dude, like you proved everything. You proved that you could manage, you know, software, map design, all the manner of stuff. Yeah, come work for us.
uh,
I think it would have been great if Nintendo, hey, if they could put it aside, I think he would have made a pretty good Metroid game for them too.
oh yeah. What about Castlevania? They need to do something with that.
Oh well, that's for that waits Konami, you know, getting their head out of their ass and wanting to remember that they have IPs, which
If
I
we
don't know if that's ever going to fricking happen, sadly.
think we lost Infamous for the night.
Hey, yeah, Infamous is like, oh. Talking about Castlevania. uh,
I mean, I can't say that I'm against the remasters, but with this much and everything, like there has to be, like do you guys like not have a new idea for your like for your titles or something like?
I mean, hey, I would totally be down with if they went with new ideas and stuff like that. And you know, to me, I think it is a shame that like you constantly have to crib or really push a lot of things, you know, in a certain way, and you would be like, hey, you know, well, let's bring another version of this. I think it kind of stretches it thin, and people kind of get tired of it, especially when they're not given a lot of thought. Like it's just like, oh, we're just gonna throw this out here, and people will buy it because you know it's the same title. Sometimes I think you know a lot of companies treat it like
When
that, where they simply don't do it, and they don't have any real respect for the material. They have no one who worked on the original project like involved in any way to really get a sense of like what the title was and stuff like that, or anything involved with it. It's just kind of a cash grab,
like
and I think that
here,
definitely hurts the concept too with it as well.
here's another good one. Stranger of Paradise.
Mhm.
Nobody when it was first coming out, the trailers and everything, nobody could tell was this a new game or a remake. Nobody knew until you bought the game
Mhm.
or seen it on Twitch. Oh, it's just a remake of Final Fantasy 1. Nobody asked for a remake of 1. I mean, it was an interesting concept what they did, how they went about with it,
Mhm.
but to me, it kind of falls flat.
And already you've had so many different remasters and stuff of Final Fantasy One already over the years, so
Yeah,
just seems kind of a little lackluster to be saying, "Hey, let's make yet
mm,
another one." It's like, don't
redundant.
didn't I mean they did it for PSP, they did it for what?
I'll be right
The Game
back.
Boy Advance, like they had so many different ones. It's kind of like,
I'll let you carry on conversation with
no, of
this. I'll be right
course.
back.
I mean, Bajo, I would definitely not shy away from it. I think Mega Man and Zelda, they're fun. I think there's already like a Mega Man maker already in a way that was fan made. I forget what the name of it was, but there was already one that they kind of did something like that you can make your own Mega Man levels and stuff like that. Uh, it wasn't made by Capcom, I believe. I think it was made by fans that did it, but it was pretty cool. Yep. And then it was pretty cool from what I saw. It's been a number of years though, but I remember someone like showed it to me, and I was just like, "Damn, that's really nice." But hey, I love Mega Man, so kind of a little biased on that. I'm still waiting on my Mega Man X9. Probably never gonna happen, but there are fans that are working on a fan Mega Man X corrupted game. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's probably gonna be the Mega Man X9 we're never gonna get. So Mega Man X corrupted, I think it's called, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I know Bajo, but after a number of years and stuff, you just kind of get meh about the whole thing because you get hyped about it like when they came out with the Legacy collection with all the Mega Man X titles and they were like hyping it up. They showed like in the galleries like, oh, and other things coming up. It's like, what? It's going to be an X9, and yet here we are like several years later and nothing. Yeah, yet that took, geez, 9 and 8. That was a good what, more than a decade or so after I think 8, and then it took like almost another full decade again or some years before we got 11. 11 is really good. I like all of those titles, but then the classic games typically are pretty good. I think the only classic titles that really pissed me off was Mega Man and Bass, but yet some people would say that Mega Man and Bass isn't really like, that's not really a main title because it doesn't have a number, but probably the only title in the series that bothered me. Oh yeah, nostalgia cash grabs. That's basically what a lot of the companies are going in, and that's where I think a remake or a remaster really goes off the rails. If it's just like, oh, people will buy it because it has Final Fantasy on it, and or it has Zelda, or it has these kind of different big titles that people are just like, oh, I got to play more of this game again, without really, in any way, shape, or form, trying to really harken back to what made that game what it was. I mean, heck, with the Final Fantasy VII remake, um, a big thing, and spoilers, of course. I'm sure anyone talking with this, knows, things will come up about games or what have you. We were talking earlier about that they really wanted to draw attention more to Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. To really draw, the player more to those characters than what they were in the original. Personally, I thought it was fine in the original for what it was. They didn't really draw too much attention to them. You got to know them. They were kind of your work buddies. You didn't really get to know too much about them, but they were there, and they were sharing in the events with you and stuff. So when they died, even though it wasn't I guess as shocking to many, it still left an impact because you had been working with them. I think like that was just enough exposure with it. But the big thing I think in the remake that I think they got wrong was that then they had later that, oh, they didn't really die, they're still alive or something like that. And I understand that people might be happy, the characters don't die and all those kind of things. But a big part of Final Fantasy VII is the idea of loss. And we don't have to go into too much about the big significant aspect of that in the story with Eris and everything like that, of all those kind of things of losing people and coping with it. And that was a big part of a lot of the main characters in coping with you know issues of loss or something that happened in their lives and coming back stronger from those experiences. um, Final Fantasy VII, when it was being created, Hironobu Sakaguchi, who was the producer of the Final Fantasy series, really was working on it. He was dealing with the loss of his mother at the time that Final Fantasy VII was being made. And so a lot of the live stream and all of those particular things really drew a lot of inspiration from him, probably from his coping during those times. And so that really played significantly, of course, into the theme of the game. And so I think when you're having characters like escape death, or you're having, things like that where, oh, psych, they're really not dead. I just don't think as an element of the story that really broadens it in any sort of way. I think it kind of undercuts the entire aspect of what it is, especially if the idea is that you're wanting to tie these characters more to you to feel more like impacted by them dying. Undercutting that and saying, "Oh, they didn't really die" or whatever, I think just was the wrong way to go about that. To not get anything else into the whole whispers and everything else that they were doing, like, oh, they're controlling the timeline and everything, and it's just kind of like, wait, so the planet like knows everything that's going to happen, and yet it still happens. That's kind of weird, but okay, that doesn't really make sense, but all right. See, I can't turn my brain off. I just, these little things that they add in, and it's just kind of like, no, no, not really. And then we have to make Sephiroth like the final boss of like the first chapter. Really, guys? Like, I know, he's the villain. I get it, but that's like at least like with seven, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. There are elements about it that are nice, and then there are others that are kind of like they kind of had to add things that really didn't really need to be. And I don't think really added or really fleshed out any element of the story meaningfully in a way that they stand on their own or they're really cool in some way. What's up, Baho? Yeah, no. Look, I respect that you guys have a lot of enjoyment in Final Fantasy 14, but it's not for me. I'm not really someone who digs MMOs. It's just I respect people who enjoy them, all power to you, but just not my cup of tea. No, I don't think the stream froze, did it? I think it's a straight screen. It's just there. So yeah, it's fine. Solid's just doing solid things at the moment. No, it's fine. Frank didn't get your internet, Bajo. Don't worry. Your internet is all right. All right. Hey, Delcow, how's everything? Cool, cool.
Yep.
Ah, there you are.
Yeah, I was in there fighting for my life.
Was that bad?
Jeez.
That's more than you expected.
Uh,
uh,
but yeah, I did start Final Fantasy 14. It, so the whole thing was $30 for like the base game and all the expansion.
uh-huh.
And I was like, $30 ain't bad, you know. So when I got it, first night, did a little bit, but it was kind of late at night. The next day, I was gonna play some maintenance, so I didn't get started up again until this morning. Then Nick had got a hold of me, asked like, "Where you at? What's this?" So I was like, "All right," and I'm watching him like do all these dance moves, doing mode stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
he's like, "What?" He DMs me. He's like, "Is everything all right? Like, what's going on?" I was like, "I'm trying to figure this shit out." He's like, "Are you using keyboard or controller?" I was like, "Controller." He's like, "Yeah, you need to get a keyboard for this." So now I need to look for a keyboard for my PS5.
Oh, okay.
I think you
Oh,
would.
that's
I think
fun.
you would enjoy it a little bit. I'll give you a overall verdict once I actually get into it.
No, I mean, look, it definitely has good elements. I watched Chard play the game, and it definitely has callbacks and nice things, wrapped up in it. But as games go, MMOs have never been my forte.
Same.
I'm fine with watching people play it. I'm fine with doing stuff, but but sitting down and doing it, no. I've made my commitment to what it is I play. I'm not going to add another one on top of it,
I
especially when again I'm not one who's going to really stick with it.
I've said the same thing about. I never done World of Warcraft. What's the other MMOs type shit like? 14. The only reason why it was grabbing me is because of the music.
Well, yeah, the
The
music's pretty
music,
good.
like I one day on stream, I did like nothing but music playing background for it. I forgot what game I
Hmm.
was playing, and I just had a Final Fantasy 14 soundtrack up because I think it was Crimson that suggested it. It was really good, calming, soothed, really done.
Well, I mean, look, I would never. It's definitely a good title. I would say it's an improvement in a significant way from where it was. Like 14 is probably one of those stories of games that Square has released in recent years that really turned itself around. It's really a good comeback story in a significant way because 14, when it was first released, was dog shit. And yet they turned it around, and not only in the lore, but everything through there really fleshed out in a way that it's become really one of the premier MMOs of the past like decade, for sure. But would it be a game I would ever consider wanting to pick up? No, because again, it's never been something I really like invest time with. It never is something that really grabs me. Like whenever I'm doing it, I just sit there. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, like I just it just doesn't appeal like in a way. Just like when people would really try to get me into strategy games like Fire Emblem or anything like
Yeah,
this. I'm totally fine with them. They're great games. I'm not saying that they're terrible in any way. They're just like whenever I play them, I feel exhausted.
yeah,
I
I get
feel
it.
I feel drained. Like it's not something that really catches me. But I say that with all the grace to people who do enjoy them. I'm not saying they're terrible games because they're not. It's one of those things where you play something that just
I'll say it.
doesn't gel with
They're
you.
they're terrible. They're terrible.
Like Chrono
But
Trigger. It's terrible.
no, I mean Final Fantasy Tactics I enjoyed. Like I remember playing that when it came out. I enjoyed it. But
Oh yeah, no, Tactics is
Fire
amazing.
Emblem and I just yeah.
Like I could just never get into them.
Real
But I
time
had
strategy,
tons of
real time strategy like Command and Conquer. I did get into that quite a bit. So
Mhm.
I mean, I still love Command and Conquer. I wish they would come out with new
Yeah.
ones for that. But
No, absolutely. And I mean, look, they're excellent. They're excellent games for and everything. It's just that sometimes you have a game that like and again, all my friends were playing Fire Emblem like during free time, like when we were on lunch break between classes, they would be playing Fire Emblem or all those like different games. And I would just be there like I would try to play it and it's just kind of like Like it would just really tax me. Strategy games in general were just things that I just would never really like. I could play them, but it just by the time I'm done with it, it's just kind of like, oh, geez, and I probably would never come back afterwards. But I don't say that to say that they're terrible games, because
What?
people say, "Oh, like you're just not giving." No, I gave the games their chance,
Hmm.
but I don't say that to be derogatory
I,
about them or anything.
that
It's
that's one
just,
argument I hate is somebody will be like, "Oh, you didn't give it a chance." No, I gave it a chance, but
yeah,
and who are you to tell me why I didn't give a chance or not? Just because I
yeah,
didn't like stick it out to like this one part that you swear is so amazing. Oh,
yeah. Like, and I always would always just tell them, look, I'm not saying it to say that the game is terrible. I acknowledge that the game is good. It has good mechanics. Everything is really there. It's just not for me.
mm-hmm.
It's just not something that's there about it, and that's fine. But like some people would take it personally about it, like as you said, like that they'd be like, "Oh, you just need to sit down and like wait till here." It's like, no, like the game, a game has to get you.
That's like Final
Like
Fantasy
I
13
feel,
again.
yeah, right. Oh, it gets good 20 hours in. Like no, it should be that when I'm playing the game, I should it should click. It should be something that I'm enjoying from the get-go that I'm
Hmm.
going into it. I shouldn't have to wait 20 hours to get something away. If that's the case, then your game has failed.
It really
And
has.
mightily. If it has to be that I have to wait several chapters in. But in the case of Fire Emblem or Shining Force or any of them, it's not necessarily that they don't have things going for them. It's just that the gameplay itself just wasn't something that clicked with me. What you would have to do, how things would go. But again, it's funny because every so often I try it again to see if maybe
Right.
my impression of it will be different. Because sometimes you go away from something and you come back older. Your outlook on things changes, your patience changes. you know I'm never going to say never, but like at least with certain aspects of it, I've tried again and again. I've come to a kind of a peace in my mind where I'm kind of like, this just isn't really for me. And I've tried it like numerous times. It's not like I tried one and done and that's it. Like I tried again and again at the Apple, and every time I came away with a snake in my mouth.
Like with RA, when
Wait,
Bud first started doing it, I was like, I'm never going to do that. That just seems stupid because I tried doing achievements before with 360, the Xbox 360. Stupid idea. I got my
yeah,
PC.
well,
What I do? Dive right into RA. I mean, as I told Kailua, who's like,
mm,
he made a comment over in Guten's Discord. He was, well, where was it? Everybody be quiet. Oh, while Solid is distracted, I will pass him on RA leaderboard. Rings hands. And I told him, I was like, I retired. I peaked at 389. That's like a great accomplishment for me. Within
yeah, you pushed it.
small 2 years, the small 2 years, I did it. I ended up in top 400.
Yeah.
That says more about me because look how many. There's been people that's been doing it for years that hasn't even broken to the top 1,000 yet.
Oh yeah. Look at me. I'm barely keeping above 800.
Well, but with you, you became more of a dev, and
Yeah, true.
so like
Like
with
my
you,
focus has
that's.
been different.
Mm,
Yeah.
but there's like, I mean, then there's people that like they focus so much on the game to get the achievements for that one game to badge. Understandable, I get it,
Hmm.
but you're so stuck in your own way that you're not seeing the achievement for what it really is supposed to be.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that. I mean, heck, I saw a thing in an article like where they were complaining about said achievement, and like, oh, I'm not going to play this game because this or whatever. And I would just sit there like kind of like, why? Why not just play it and just enjoy it or whatever like that? Like I understand people have like a completionist mindset about things,
Mm-hmm.
but I constantly think to myself, why are you going to deny yourself like good games or different possibilities of stuff with it? So just don't badge it. Maybe just play it and see it if you're even interested in it. And maybe if you really like the game, then you're willing to push yourself to get better at it. Like treat it that way, maybe, and maybe you can do it that way. Because like constantly when people say, "Oh, I'm not going to do this because I can't badge it," I constantly think to myself like, it's not like you're going to badge everything anyway. That's unreal. Everything. That's unrealistic. I mean, heck, even Sark and Max and like some of the best gamers that I've ever seen, they haven't badged everything they've played. I
I'm
mean,
I'm
so
looking at
if someone
this.
like them can't, why would anyone hold themselves to such a high standard?
I'm looking at this right now, and I'm gonna bring this up. But oh wait, sorry, just chatting.
Oh
Ah,
no, it's fine.
Google. Look where I'm at. 438. I've been away from RA, like even though it won't tell my actual date, but I've been away from RA since September or October. I mean,
Yeah.
I did very little bit. I played a little bit of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and I dropped from 389 to 438 in 3 months, and that's not that much of a drop.
Yeah, really, it isn't. I mean, you could always pick up and it would be like, ah, it's like I never left
Kailua has been doing this since
for years.
2020. 2020.
Oh, wow, wow. Live Fast Cy Young is right under a Hazadev. You're beating him out solid.
And he's been doing it since 2017.
Yeah.
2019.
Look at that. 20. Yeah.
Like 2016. I've beaten them. I've got my accomplishments.
Yeah. And you were
So
doing it like not even pushing yourself, just playing games.
I have 89 badges.
Yeah, but even then, a lot of games you just
And
played.
yeah, I even deleted games off
Yeah.
before you could. I don't know if they took it off. I took games off because I knew I
Yeah.
wasn't going to ever play them again. So I'd probably
Oh,
still be higher.
oh,
Like,
look at that! Look at that tool under there saying third time's the charm. Look at that tool, that comment from that tool over there.
I love this one right here. Chart.
Fourth brings the beer. Yeah, that was the winner. That was the best one.
The funniest part was I was fourth, and that's why he said that. I deleted my comment so his would bump up. Troll
That's
to the
great.
end.
Oh man, that's great.
So yeah, back to because I know we got
No,
to be
but
wrapping
that's
up soon.
no, yeah, we have to be heading down soon.
Mm-hmm.
In a short, maybe in some minutes. But no, I mean, I think the important thing is to enjoy the games as they are because at the end of the day they're video games. They're
Mm-hmm.
meant to be played, they're meant to be enjoyed. We all have different ways of engaging with them, but I think when people get so caught up in the achievements that they say I'm not even going to give it a try because i I'm not going to be able to do this. First of all, you don't know because you didn't even try, so how can you even come out and say anything when you didn't even play the game? You don't even know what's even going to be involved with it. And second of all, you're denying yourself a great experience. It could be a really good game. I mean, there's so many games that I found out through RA that I missed when I was growing up, and I was like, "Damn, these are such great games," and I missed them. Imagine if I approached sets like that. That oh, I'm not going to play
And,
this because how many games would have denied myself, and I wouldn't have gotten to experience them because of that.
and this tie it all together. This will tie it all together.
Yep.
That is why people want remastered remakes because maybe it is games they played as a kid for a little bit and it was just too damn hard. You modernize it now because modern games are a lot easier compared to
Oh
NES.
yes, definitely.
So if you modernize it now, will they play it?
Yeah, a
That's
lot of them will.
mm-hmm, because the graphics probably look better, a lot easier to control for them, possibly.
Hmm.
So remakes, remasters. Is it good or bad to have?
No, I don't think it's bad necessarily to have it. I think it's just again what you do with it, what you bring it forward. If you carry it forward and it improves on the experience, but it also harkens back to what made that game what it was, I think it could be a boon. But you're right that it shouldn't be that we're totally like riding on that shtick the entire time. Oh, we always have to be like filling everything about remasters and stuff and not even trying new things. Because you know what? those things were new when they were released, when they came out. Like those were
Mhm.
new experiences. Why don't we look for the next Final Fantasy VII, the next game? And not because it's going to be Final Fantasy VII again, but that it's going to be Final Fantasy VII in the sense that it's going to make
Right.
us all be blown away because it's a new experience that we didn't even see coming.
Yeah. Well, but that is going to do it for the night. So,
Absolutely.
Gal, as always.
Oh, always
Oh,
a pleasure, brother.
and Baho, I'll eventually catch up to you on 14 once I get that keyboard in. I
Kick
might,
his ass solid.
I might actually play a little bit, do some quests after this. I gotta do some laundry
Awesome.
anyways. And for the rest of you, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Um,
having me. Ooh, I already have a Dragonite.
I am gonna piss him off, so
Right in the back door.
is he drinking tonight?
I don't know. Is he? I mean, he usually is, isn't he?
Well, he has his arm in the sling again.
Oh, okay. So I guess he's not totally thing, but I'm sure he's drinking. I mean, come on. How many real spins does he have?
What
Like
exactly?
well over 150?
I got Baho. How many did you punish him with?
Yeah, Bajo. What is the total now of wheel spins that he still has to do?
Yes, 150. So,
Okay.
all right, we'll raid Frank tonight just to get him. Remind him that. Wait. You know what? Let's. I'm gonna make a new one.
170. Okay. Yeah, I thought as much. He definitely has so many left.
All right. For those that are
Oh, I haven't heard his theme song yet. Sting told me he has a theme song. I'm afraid to. I'm sure it's gonna be hilarious.
for those that are subbed, you are subbed with me tonight. We'll use this as the raid message. So make sure you copy it. We need.
Wheel spin time, bitch. Awesome.
All right. So we'll be. I'll try to be back tomorrow. I don't know how long I can actually be on tomorrow because I got a guy coming fix my washer.
Oh, okay.
That's why I gotta do. It's not broken yet, but there is a part that's broken inside, so they have to replace the drum. So I'm able to do a
Well,
little
good
bit
to
of
get
laundry.
good to get a jump on it then.
Yeah. So, but until
Because
then,
if it's broken completely, yeah.
you guys have a solid evening.